Once again, welcome back to Plot.
Good afternoon everybody, once again, welcome back to Plot. What a miserable day. It's absolutely howling it down. That is actually water coming through the tunnel roof. As you can see up the top there, where we've got one of the splits in the tunnel roof. The water is absolutely pouring through. Just as well as coming on top of my cabbages and up my newly planted tomatoes. It's absolutely horrendous up there. But not to worry. Look at these little jewels, and of course these are our Albion strawberries. They're absolutely spot on. I've done a little bit of work on them this week. I thought I'd come in and just show you what I've been doing. The first job I did at the beginning of the week is I made a spray up. I was talking to a couple of lads on the internet the other night on my Facebook page on the Plot, and we're on about sprays. And of course this time of the year it's starting to warm up a little bit. And if you start neglecting your strawberries, and then you're waiting for trouble to happen, because we're commenting the other night on people, what do you do when your leaves start dying back in the strawberries? Well, I've always said, every time I get a dead leaf, if you look at mine, if I can just drop these pots a little bit, and I'll show you actually inside them, there's not one dead or dying leaf amongst them. They're perfectly clean. As soon as anything starts dying off, I take it off. I snap it off from the bottom and take it off completely, because that's the first sign there's a pest are going to attack dead and dying leaves, and you're going to have them lying on forevermore. So take them straight off. Secondly, is a good spraying. Well, you know me, I use the baking soda, Epsom salt, bit of olive oil, and a couple of squirts of washing up liquid, and it works perfect for me. So what I did on Monday, I come in, I cleaned them all out, went right through them all, give them a good clean, give them a good feeding. And all I've had is a little bit of seaweed fertiliser poured into water. As I say, once the fruits come on like this, I give them one feed a week, and that's all. You can use Tomrite, any of the basic feeds, as long as they've got plenty of potash in that you get from the shops. Personally, I like to use my own mixes, but I've got no comfrey ready at the moment. It's just starting to come into leaf at the top there. But towards the end of the year, me and Roger hire a lot of comfrey in a barrel and rot that down, and we use the comfrey feed for the tomatoes. But no doubt we'll get onto them later on, but I just thought I'd pop in here and show you how our strawberries are getting on. And of course these are the Albion. They're absolutely spot on. They're growing great, and of course this time, this weather is absolutely horrendous. It's crazy. It's freezing cold one minute, it's red hot the next. Well, this is the old black grapevine, and then of course what I'll do tomorrow, it'll not be tonight because it's a bit too cold tonight, I'll just show you some of the bunches on here. There's absolutely hundreds all the way along. Where they've broke from the stems, they've all got bunches on. And of course, knowing what you don't know now, we should never allow them to fruit. There's far too many bunches on here. If we just travel along here, and this is where I stopped at last year, it's a good 8 foot from the parent plant at the top there where I started it, and all the way along there there's side shoots coming off. These are side shoots and they're all carrying fruit. So what we'll do tomorrow, I'll get me tripod set up hopefully, and put the camera on, and I'll show you what I'm doing. What I like to do is I like to space mine out about a foot. So from there to there, that's 6 inches, so that one comes straight out. But I would probably take it from that one there, because from that one to that one is a foot 18 inches. So I would leave that one on. Now take that one out there, and then I would move on to the next one. There's a smaller one in there, but there's a nice big bunch here, so I'll take that one out and just work your way along the vine. From start to finish here, I'd probably leave about 6 to 8 bunches. Bearing in mind this is only a third year rod, so I don't like to overcrop them. Look at them on there, just on there alone, there's about 7 to 8 bunches just on that little bend there. Now all them will come off, we'll just leave the odd bunch on. If you leave too many fruit on, and then you'll end up paying for it. We'll clean the vine up. We'll take these little side shoots that's on the bottom here, and then once again there's the side canes that I took on last year. Exactly the same here. There's two little bunches on there. They'll come off, and we'll start from that one there, and then we'll move up. We'll take that one out. We'll take that one out and leave that one on. Take that one out, leave that one on, all the way along about a foot spacing. We'll probably leave about 6 bunches on each cane. Bottom cane here, middle cane here, and that's just romping away, that one. Look at the growth on there, look at the bunches on here. Absolutely amazing. But you can't keep them all on, even the top one. The top one is absolutely chock-full of fruit. But and of course over here, where it's one of the main stems it's really branching out. So we'll have to get cracking on that. We've nearly cleared this bed here. We started at the beginning of last week, and this is where we had our first jazzy potatoes. There's only a couple of plants left in here, and these are for Sunday dinner. We've had about 3 boilings already, and they're absolutely beautiful, really nice. So I'll probably finish that off on the video. We'll clear that off. We'll do a bit on the grapevine. I'll plant a few tomatoes, and we'll dig a few of these taters up. That's what's left of our nettle juice. Now that'll not go to waste because that's been getting poured into the cabbages. But what I might do is I might empty the buckets out and put a few bucketfuls on top of the grapevines, just to get them a really good soaking. And there's a peach tree up there. The peach is absolutely marvellous on there. So I might just tip that out. It's been on since last year, so we'll give it a good stirring up. Tip everything out, and what's in the bottom of the barrel can go into this bed here and just turn in here, because it's nettles are just full of nitrogen. Now hopefully I'm going to put some back in here, or I'm going to put my onions. I've got some large onions to plant, but the way we're going with the taters, I might have to take them out in the next tunnel, take the potatoes out and start getting some onions and planted in there. There's no way I'm going to go outside tonight, as I say. There's a big gaping hole in the roof there. It's got debris mesh over the top of it, and that's the only thing that's holding it down. Well, we're hoping to get this new cover on in beginning of May, but the weather's been so terrible up here. We've just left it. But it's probably going to go into June before we get that new cover on it. But patience is all it is. I'm just having a wander around. I know it's hiding it down outside, but I've still got to come up every night and just check on it, make sure everything's okay. But I was just looking in here last night, and farther up the height there's some beautiful plums up there. I'm going to have to start doing some thinning out. I'll probably start this week if I get a chance. Start cutting some of these canes back. There's absolutely loads of plums on, some really nice ones. But what I want to do is give a plum tree give a peach tree, a really good feed. There's loads up there. There's absolutely loads. So I'm hoping the June drop's going to send a lot of them down. But if I don't get in and start cutting some of this growth back, it'll probably suffer. There's a lot of yellow leaves coming down there, but I don't like that at all. So I'm just hoping it's short on feed. This is only a 3-year-old tree, but inside it's grown absolutely horrendous. It's romping away. Here's our garlics, our inside ones, and of course these are the ones that sat outside right until December, and then we brought them inside here, and they're absolutely romping away. Lovely little plants. That's how we like it. You can't grow garlic inside, and like I say, as long as you give it its cold spell outside, because if you don't, it'll not segregate, it'll not split, divide into a decent bulb. And that's the only true with garlic. You've got to leave them outside, you've got to have them in pots. But we don't mind the extra work if we're going to get a first class crop like that. Absolutely spot on, really nice. I thought I'd just come up the night just to have a wander around and just check, make sure everything's okay. But it's starting to get a little bit quiet in here in the melon house, which I'm pleased. We've been chocker the last couple of days with bedding and that. These are a few of the orange trees and lemon trees, the lemon pips that I took. I've just brought them up here. And just let them grow away. There's a few chilies there, a few more peppers. There's odd ones are busy lying around. That's my that's the yellow bonnets, my chilies. Then they'll need potting off. I'll have to get them cracking on them. They're my long Joe chilies. They need potting off. I might just put them straight into their final pots this weekend, because I'm falling way behind again. There's a load of chilies along there. They're begonias that I potted off. And of course the last of the tomatoes, this is the last crop. These are the cold ones, money maker. And of course these are Ailsa Craig. Now I'm always asking about tomatoes for growing outside. I always so packed of Ailsa Craig. I think they're the best British tomato you can get if you want to grow them outside, but they've got to be against the south face and goal. And as I explained, I'll probably take 3 of these down home. I'll pot them up until they get a decent size, and we'll wait until the roots are just about filling the pot there now. We'll wait until the first week in June, and that's when I normally plant mine out. I only put 3 or 4 out in the patio. It's mainly just for show, really, just to show people that it's quite possible to grow them outside. These are the Telegraph cucumbers. These have been a bit slow this year, but they're coming. They're nice, strong little plants. That's the main thing. I'll put some of them off, and they can be planted out into the polytunnel next week. But apart from that, it's everything's looking to be on time. We've got the last of the cabbage, the spring cabbage. These have been absolutely fantastic. These beautiful cabbages, first class. Lovely big heads on there. The size of them, absolutely monsters, and of course they're nice and clean and all. No signs of pests anywhere. Of course we've got one over here just starting to split there, but that'll go to the chickens. These will have to come out this week, the last of them, and we'll give them away. The neighbours always get a one off with. I'll take a few down home, and Mrs takes a few over to work for the lasses, but they'll just get given away. Get rid of the last ones, and then we'll go a whole trench ready. We'll just cleared this off midweek. We'll do a few cabbages out here. Roger's just turned it over. No, there was a scatter a bit of pony manure over the top of it, and the tomatoes go straight into it. I've checked the numbers, and we've got 6 on my meter. I'll get my meter out tomorrow when I do plant a few more out, and I'll show you. It's quite an easy job to take a soil reading, and if your soil's between 6 and 7, then you're spot on. You can grow anything, apart from lime hating plants, that is. But it's quite easy to bring your pH up or take your pH down, and easy little job to do. And if you've got it at the right balance for the plants that you're putting in, then you shouldn't have any problems at all. But I just thought I'd give you an eye on our and of course these are the Albion. These were parent plants. The ones that's in the baskets in there, they're romping away, and I did the same thing with them. I'll show you them tomorrow. I'll give them a good spraying, give them a good clean and a good feeding, and they're absolutely spot on. Perfect little plants. And these have been brought in a little bit later from the far ones over there. They were brought in I think March time, and they were brought in the back end of March. You can see the difference. These are just starting to flower now, they're just coming on, so you can see the big difference. It's only 3 to 4 weeks, but they've got fruits on. These are just coming into flower, and that just means that we're not going all our fruit. It's going to come in one go. It's going to come in stages, and that's what we're like. Give you a little look at the size of the hole in there. It's absolutely horrendous. That's what we'll put up with, me and Roger, for the last 3 months. I think it was in February, and we had them really strong gales, and it just tore the heart out of the polytunnel. It stood upright, but ripped a gaping hole in the top there. But we just had a bit of cargo net over, some white scaffold, and that just held it together. Since then, we're well chuffed with it. But we'll take this off at the end of this month, and we'll probably do a video on that when we put a new cover on. And by then I'll have to get the nets covered up, because with being the cabbages in, the nets are a must in the winter. Let the fresh air through. Even in the darkest days of winter, you've got to have air through in your tunnels, and that's what I keep telling everybody. Your greenhouses, if you've got a window, open it, let some fresh air in, get a bit of movement in your greenhouse, and you shouldn't have any problems with stale air, because that's one of the main problems of your pests and your diseases building up. Once your air goes stale, you've got dampness, you're getting moulds, you're getting fungus. Just get that window open, get the door open, get some net on, get the fresh air in, and that'll cure a lot of your problems. That's from day one. Anyway, I'm just going to have a walk around the other greenhouse and see what Roger's been up to this morning. I know he's been potting a bit of blue labella off, so I might do a bit. I think I've got a couple of trays of batty to pot up. I'll get that done the night, and then tomorrow we'll finish this video off, we'll do a bit on the grapevine, and I'll show you how we'll go on water tomatoes. I was going to get the brassicas planted this week, but there's absolutely no chance. It's absolutely soaked out there. So I think I'll leave the brassicas until next day, until the next video. They're fine, they're sitting up on the back bench here. They've got a bit of shelter there. I know they're getting soaked and wet, but they should stand up to that. But I think we'll wait until next week's video and we'll sort the brassicas off in there. But for the time being, I'm going to have a wander around and check, make sure everything's okay, and get myself away down home. Okay, so I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Right, good afternoon everybody. Managed to get back up again after yesterday. It was absolutely howling a gale up here in the northeast. When I started the video it was heavy rain, but yesterday it was even worse again. It absolutely poured down. So we're here again Saturday afternoon. I've just managed to get up here for a couple of hours, so I thought I'll get this video finished. We're starting off in one of our new glass greenhouses, and of course this is all now laid out with first of our tomatoes, and I've got to say they're absolutely rotten away. And these have only been in just over a week now, and already they've doubled in size. And you see even some of them got their first trusses on. Absolutely fantastic. And as I keep saying to people, it's not difficult to grow really good tomato plant if you just follow the basic rules. Pot off when necessary, nice good compost, free draining, and of course watering, never over water, and always water from underneath, and that way you'll end up with a first class plant like that. Now these are the second ones we'll grow, the second lot from down home, and these are the Corfu. These will be getting planted into the bottom polytunnel sometime next week. They're just about, the roots are just starting to show on the bottom, so they can go in there at least another week to a fortnight, just in that 9cm pot. As long as you take care of them, water them when necessary, and once again that smell is unbelievable. First class little tomato plants. That's a Corfu one. I've got a lot of Muddy Maker still in there, just in the second stage. In a fortnight's time they'll be ready for planting out. I've got some Tigrella left, and I've got the Marmande, and they're the French ones with a crinkly top. They're a lovely tomato. I'm not keen on them myself, but Roger likes them for slicing. So I've got the Marmande. I will have to pot the Marmande up, because at the moment they're only in the 6-7 centimetre pots. So I will pot them up, but I don't need them for another 3 weeks. As I say, the end of May, beginning of June is fine for to put them into the greenhouse. Once them potatoes come out, we've cleared the last bed off down there, and I'll show you when we go down there. We cleared the last bed off this morning of the last jazzy potatoes that were in there, and bearing in mind it was the first year trench shot, we've got some lovely potatoes out of them, and of course we've mucked it. I took a few readings of it. It's fine, the readings are okay. I'll show you that in the next video when we do the sprouts, not how we take our readings of our soil. The readings was fine. It's on 5.5. That's great for me, for onions. And of course we've put a bit more fresh muck on the top, tin it in, and maybe put a sprinkling of lime on next week. But we've already got the onions down there ready, and Reggie's going to line them up for planting tomorrow. So that's that bed. The second crop straight away in there. When them onions come out, there'll be cabbages going in there. So we're getting 3 crops in this 1 year, and that's where we like to keep our beds going, turning over all the time, keep nice and clean. Of course, I've explained to you a few times what the cabbages do at the end of the year. The cabbages will clean your soil ready for the following year. So that's. Hello.
Got your bulbs?
Right. I'm just going to knock this off for 2 seconds. Right. Well, good afternoon. Believe it or not, it's a day since I finished this video up yesterday. Of course, I had people calling to the garden, that's why I stopped the video early. I don't mind having guests at the garden, but sometimes when you're busy, you just want to plod on. So by the time the guests left, and I had watering to do in the greenhouse, tomatoes to finish off, and bits and bobs, and I never got back with it. So I'm back up here this afternoon. The sun's shining. But it's still a bit chilly out wind, so I'm not going to bother getting any planting out done this afternoon. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to wait until next week before I start the brassicas. They're sitting up on the top bench here, they're looking a bit sad, but I'm going to give them a good soak in the water before I go down home. When we're in the greenhouse, I was on about the tomatoes. quite easy to grow really good tomato. And if you're getting plants given, just pay a little bit of notice to these guys. That's the seedling leaves. If you get a tomato plant with the seedling leaves on and it's been grown properly, it's had no check, it hasn't had any cold spell, hasn't been mistreated anyway. As you see, some of them are really poor specimens, but this is the second, as I explained, this is the second lot of tomatoes. Well, third lot is still in the melon house here. I've got Ailsa Craig in there, which is going to be planted outside, and I've got the last 2 trays of Moneymaker, which will go into one of the bottom polytunnels. And of course, it's still full of jazzy potatoes, so God knows when we'll get them cleaned out. We finished this bed off yesterday. We took the last of the jazzy out of here, and what I've just done this morning, lo and behold, they're full of the and these are what Billy Lamb onions. Now I grew Billy Lamb about 3 years ago, just when I had my accident, and I couldn't get them planted out, and one of the, I think it was John and Margie, come down from the top end, and they just shoved them in there outside in the garden for us, and I've got some cracking onions off them. So I'll give them a try again this year. I sent away for them to hurry out in December, and I got 100 seed, so that's them there. They're in the trench now. So what I'm concentrating on today is this, if I can get past without there's a grapevine. Now it's shooting away here. So what I've got to do, I've got to start working my way through it. And what I thought I'd do is I get the come from the bottom first. Now always trying to clear this bottom stem. If you're wanting cuttings for next year, if you want to take cuttings off this for next year, you'll get a few side shoots that's down here on the bottom. If you want, you can leave them on, as long as they're not in the way. And then come the end of the year, as long as you don't get any fruit on, if you look there, you can see a little premature bunch of grapes. Nip them off. There you are, those 3 little bunches, and that bunch here. Just nip them off. So you've got 1, 2, 3. There's 3 lovely little canes on the bottom end there. Let them grow up. And at the back end of this here, you can cut them off. Or any of the top growth, and you can make yourself some new canes for next year. But I'll show you that at the back end of the year. Most important thing this year, today, is to get these, get the vines trimmed down. I hope you can see it. This is the middle one. That's the bottom one. And what I normally do is I normally take these off, take the first one off from the stem. I cut it right back to the first leaf and leave the leaves on. There's 2 little premature bunches of grapes on there, just cut them away, they're off. So we'll start from there, and then what we'll do is we'll leave the first one on, which is this bunch here. There's a bunch of grapes on there, and then we'll go to the first set of leaves and we'll cut that out. So there's 2 little bunches on there, but I've left the leaf on, and of course that's for photosynthesis. It's to let the plants get the light that they need. Don't start cutting all the leaves off, because you'll be in trouble then. So that's the first bunch there. I've secured that one. That one there is only 6 inches from there. So what I'll do, I'll cut that one out, but I'll leave the bottom leaves on. There we are. Cut the whole thing out. Leave the bottom leaves on. There's another little premature bunch there. Take that one out. And then, so from there to there, we've got a good 12 inches. And once again, I've got 1 set of leaves there, and there's got 2 nice little bunches of grapes there. I'll leave them on. I'll go to the next set of leaves there, and I'll stop it there. Once again, there's a bunch here right in between, 6 inches. That'll come out. Leave the bottom leaves off. Take that out. And as you can see, as you work your way along, you can see how you can space there. You can space your bunches out. That one can come out there. And already you can see a hell of a difference. You've got there 1, 2, 3, 4 nice bunches. Shift this bar out of the way before I ended up tripping over it and breaking my neck. Once again, this bunch here I'll take out completely. Just leave the leaves on. You've got another nice bunch there. Take it out from there. if you don't want to leave two sets of grapes on, you quite easy to nip them out. That's one lovely little bunch just on there. Once again, out from the leaf, that middle one, take that out. Go on to the next bunch there. It's so easy to do. And already you can see by that, this one here, how I've spaced them out. You can space them out a lot more if you want. Sometimes I go out to about 18 inches between plants. But, the ones that's grown from the side here, I take them out all together. Take them out all together and leave the ones in the main cane. Now these that's up on here, these will probably come off and all. Take all them ones off. There's little premature bunches on. Just leave the leaves on and take the little bunches off. And come out. I think that one they can come out. If they're not going the way you want them, and then by all means just cut them out. That's a lovely little bunch here. I'll start with that one there. There's a one there, small one there, I can cut that one out. And there's a big one over the back that's facing out over. So I think I'll leave that one on because there's quite a nice bunch on there. I'll just snip the top off. And then I can start from here. So what we've got here, we've got a clear stem there. I've started from there. So we've got a lovely little bunch there. And then we'll nip it out just past that bunch. Leave the leaves on. This can come out all together, this one, that one can come out. And just work your way along, that bunch can come out. Leave a bottom leaf on, and we'll come on to this. This is a lovely big bunch here. A small one there, nip him out. Nip him out by there. And you can just get an idea, just work your way along. Nice and easy, it's an easy job to do. Just give yourself a good foot, 18 inches between each bunch. As you can see already by this, I've only been in it 5 minutes. And this stem here is nice and clean. I've still got the leaves on, we have cut them back. Just leave the leaves on and just work your way along. And it'll probably take me another hour to do all of these, but you get the idea. The far one, where they're grown up the side there, I'll trim all them back to the main rod, and then the side branches I'll thin the bunch of grapes out. I like to try and keep the rods as clean as I can. The main rod, I don't like any bunches grown from it. So all I like to do is just nip them down to the first leaf. And it just keeps the rods nice and clean. But it's such a satisfying job to do, and it's so easy. You know, you can just plod on, and no doubt we'll get some cracking grapes off there again this year. Once the bunches start to fatten out and get a bit bigger, get yourself a little pair of nipping shears or little pair scissors, and you can just take some of the premature grapes away, thin your bunch down, and you get a first class bunch of grapes. And of course, good pair secateurs, which is always a must for jobs like these. So that's it. I thought we've got the onions in. We've got more tomatoes planted out down here. As I say, Roger's I sort tomatoes out every day when I come up, and the ones I want to plant out, yeah, he goes in. We've been taking the cabbages out, work our way down, take the cabbages out, and then the tomatoes go in. There's no land goes to waste in here. Oh, try not to. We've still got a few big cabbages down here, but I think by next week, if they do burst, then you'll go to the chickens, and you can enjoy the last of the cabbage. But I've got all my brassicas planted out up the top end there. I'll get the sprouts out tomorrow. I'm just taking some rhubarb up, so I'll keep the rhubarb leaves, and of course we'll use the rhubarb leaves to wrap our brassicas up. You know, plant them out in the beds. I'll have to get a net sorted out first because I hate putting the sprouts out and not putting any cover over them. We try and keep them covered up because it's got loads of bloody pigeons in it around here. And just get rid of that sweet. It's starting to get on my nerves. But the amount of pigeons we've got here, it's horrendous. So that's it for another video. I hope I've given you a few tips anyway. And what we'll do next week, we'll start with the brassicas. We'll get them planted out, we'll get the sprouts out and the cabbages out. hopefully we'll get a dry day. The amount of rain we've had over here the last couple of weeks has been horrendous, and the beds are well soaked, so the brassicas will go straight into them. Big fine. Okay, so we'll call it a day at that, and I'll hope I'll get this video online tonight. Thanks for all the comments on the last video. Quite a few of you commented down below. Always nice to see people that's interested putting some comments online, and like I say, try and get back to you as quick as I can. If you can't wait for the videos, and then get on my Facebook page. It's Jeff Falling on the Plot. Just send me a friend's request, and we'll get you signed up on the plot, and you can catch you up most nights of the week on my Facebook page. I'm on there nearly every night. There's the odd nights when I might miss it if I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm busy decorating at home at the moment, so it's in between decorating and the allotment and me home garden, which is I brought the barrow up today. I'm going to take some of my baccy down that I've grown, some of the perique, and I'm going to plant that out behind me, and some boxes that I've got, some old recycling boxes, and I'm going to put some baccy in there. But the main crops will go into this polytunnel here. And what we'll do next week, we'll start digging up some of them jazzy potatoes, so I can get because I've got courgettes to plant, I've got cucumbers to plant, I've got marrows to go in. There's loads of stuff, sweet corn, still loads of stuff to plant out. So if I get them taters out, then I've got a full ton to work on. All I've got to do is just check my soils, make sure everything's okay with them, and then we can get stuck in. But that's it for the time being. I'll get out, and hopefully I'll get this video online tonight, and I'll see you all again in a week's time. Okay, bye for now.